Alright, well, I'm trying to make some updates to the shack. I'm still pretty sick. Stomach just doesn't feel good. But, I'm finally not peeing out both ends. So, at least for the moment. Anyway, it is Christmas Day. Christmas evening. And, I've just been kind of in and out, sitting here, not feeling real great, screwing around with some of the routers and things like that. I need to clear some of the stuff out here, and need to move some stuff around, make some stuff accessible, archive some things, maybe put some stuff up for sale, decide what's worth selling and what's more in value in parts. Is it worth just saving it, or am I just like taking up space? Kind of thing like that. These Bose speakers, I probably should just go ahead and just list them all for sale. And get rid of them. Maybe these Pioneers over here too. Maybe these ones. I might have room to try these. But these ones sound really good, but the one rattles. And because the glue has separated inside of the case, so if you turn them up really loud, they rattle. But I cleaned them up a little bit. They look a lot nicer. Just a little bit of dust in this one here. I'm not exactly sure what I'll use to get it out of there. This one needs to be cleaned a little bit more, but it would normally look kind of like those ones without the gold rim. They do sound really good. I'll give them that. They definitely sound good. They're kind of ugly looking, if you ask me. So, this is another Xbox that we picked up for $8. This is one I bought in 2012. Yeah, 2012. I've had this since 2012. And it actually does not have a proper hard drive. I had a roommate format that to be used in this box here. When I bought this, it didn't have a drive. I have one in here. In fact, I'm going to try this in a little bit. The 250 gigabyte hard drive. I'm not really sure what they format these to, but he had a terrible time trying to do it. But who knows what's on this? I don't know. So maybe worth just checking it out. I've been using the one, and I picked up a nice controller. It's a shame because there was actually a really nice Xbox One S at the Goodwill. I was down there. I go down there now when they put the carts out, and I know who the people are, and the guy got the Xbox and a bunch of other stuff, and I was looking through the little bins that they have on the carts. Basically, guys roll out these metal carts, kind of like one of these things, but on wheels. And it's got, stuff in little bins, and they set it on the shelves and stuff. They'll kind of leave it there for a little while and let people dig out of them. That way they don't have to put everything out. So guys will, go through and grab stuff off the shelves and whatnot. And he just didn't see the controller. I ended up getting it. And as you know, these are pretty expensive. This has got USB-C, so it's much newer than, like, say, this one that has the other one. But I got that going. I'm just kind of like trying to use this area to do like a little bit more entertainment stuff. And they've got the big, huge Yamaha over here, which I'm not pleased with still. And I've got on the rack over here behind here is the $2 Yamaha that I need to check out also. But I really don't have a need for these radios being back here other than like a place to put them. I do have this one to where I can use it. These ones here, I can't use them. They're too hard to get to in the back. And what I should probably do is archive them. The 920 is actually one hell of a radio. So I don't really see a point in selling that. But like, something like this, I have no idea how often I would actually ever use this again. Especially when I went to go turn it on and there was a problem with the receiver again. Maybe turn it on right now. The AGC will be pinned. And so something is wrong in the radio. What you have to do is you have to turn the AGC off, which makes it really kind of hard to listen to people. Maybe I'll leave it on for a little while and see if it revives itself. The transmitter technically could be used with any particular radio. It is actually a really neat radio if you're into AM. It is a really neat radio if you're into AM. It actually have a microphone that fits it. That would have came from like a TS 120, 130, 140 possibly. So that's pretty cool. I got that. But it's one of these things. You could collect radios, right? Which, like, you guys always think I have like a bunch of money into stuff. I paid $55 for these, or $60. So that one was $50. That one was $125. So now as far as 101s and stuff like that go, that's not that much money. I paid $200 for the 901 DM and speaker. I paid $200 for the 920. This one here was not cheap. The 101 is Malcolmized, and I traded, it's a really weird deal, I traded a 7300 with a broken USB and an ALS 500. And what I got in return was this radio with an MD100 and a hand mic and a TS450 and possibly a Signal Link. I don't remember for sure. And so I kind of lost it on the deal because I don't know what the value of these would be, probably around $700. I mean, like, you'd have to have the person that really wants a Malcolmized 102. I've tried to sell it before. And just, it's not like a daily radio, It can be if you decide that's the radio you're going to use for the week, but so that one I've got a lot of money into, really. And we look at how much a 7300 cost, even if there's something wrong with it. So I used 7300 worth $800. I used ALS 500 is worth at least $500. So it's 12 to 13, 14, $1,500. And that's, I made a mistake on the trade, so whatever. But it is really a great radio, but I don't know. I have an issue with the mic gain being really aggressive on it. And I have another one that I bought for parts that ended up fixing. And everybody says this one sounds really good. It's sitting down there. So what I was thinking about doing is probably just putting the other one down here. I've actually got like the whole 102 station. I've got the tuner and the speaker. I guess it's not the whole station, but I've got parts of a station. They had the VFO and some transverters and some other stuff like that. And these radios are really, really good. Because they do almost 200 watts output, so if you don't have an amplifier, they really, really do good. Yeah, guys think that's not a big difference, but a radio that puts out 100 watts or 180 watts so it's a significant difference. So I think the band just went south. So this is the new radio that I bought. That's been on my bucket list for a while. And I'm not using it as much as I would hope I would, because I keep going back over to here because I'm very visual. And I just don't... I've gotten lazy. I like a band scope. This radio here, I don't know, I like it, but, you know, I mean, well, I would never pay $1,200 for one. I traded a lot of stuff for this radio, and then I gave him $450, and I got that and this tuner with it. And I won't think that these were $900 or something when they were new. And what the guy had decided was that he wanted $150 for this tuner and like $700 for the radio. And we kind of did a trade for a lot of 2-meter 440 stuff and amplifiers and handheld radios. And we decided that, okay, this radio is worth this much used, that radio is worth this much used, and that amplifier is worth this much used. Okay, so I'll take those and give me $450 cash. And so that's what we did. And that was a really good deal for me, because even if I'd have paid him cash for this, $150, this has been better than expected once I got inside and soldered the bad joint on the back. And that was the balance line part. And also, I had to align the coil. This was a MFJ return. And somebody bought it and returned it, and somebody else bought it as an open box. And it was bad. It was really hard to turn. So that's why it was probably returned. Anyway, it just worked pretty damn good for me. It's not like the normal type of tuner. It has a 1-to-1 balun on the input. And it does that through the whole entire thing. I guess it goes from balanced to unbalanced to the input of your radio. And it's kind of an interesting technique. So, anyway, it seems to work pretty well. I've had less problems with this than I had the 989C. And it tunes up pretty much anything for the most part. So, but basically, a lot of the radios that are out here have a purpose. This one I use for 2 meters and 100% duty cycle on FT8. Radio is rated at 100% duty cycle, whereas this one's not, and I don't want a chance getting RF into the port. I use this one for display. I use it for, you know, making videos and things like that. And it has a wonderful receiver. I was using this to do FT8, and it works pretty good. But I think this one works better. And this one here, I'm using the Signal Link and Cat Control. This one I can actually use a single cable, which is pretty cool. And that single cable will give me the audio and all that. You don't need no Signal Link, which is definitely a plus. This one here has a really weird scheme where you got to go into packet and you got to tell it to be in upper sideband mode on packet, and you need Signal Link, and then you can get it to work. It still indicates like lower sideband if you go to packet, but it's a setting in the menu that you change, but it for some reason doesn't indicate correctly. I don't know. I don't really care to use it for FT8. This one sounds really good on transmit, and I don't really have anywhere where I get on the radio and talk that much anymore. People are upset that I live streamed them after I told them that I was recording them several different times and that I do live streams, and they all know I have a YouTube channel. And I guess one day they all got upset because probably they found a video of themselves saying something stupid, and they decided, oh, this isn't so fun anymore, We got this guy who's got like 8,000 subscribers, and he's going to expose us being idiots. So that group that I talked on, you know, I'm not welcome on there anymore, so to speak. I mean, they didn't tell me don't talk on here, but I mean, like, come on, I already know. And there's other people that are on there that I personally know and have not asked, where the hell have you been? Because they're glad I'm not on there, because they got a little nervous when they all found out I was streaming them. And it's like, I told them all, hey, you're going to be in the video, say hello or whatever. I think I just didn't take it seriously until I went to the Ham Fest, and here I was, you know, filming them, telling them they're on a live stream, and, you know, the thing is, you see this lady that goes around the Ham Fest with a GoPro on a stick, and she films everybody. Nobody ever says anything to her. Nobody ever cares. So usually, like, when I film stuff in public, I try to be kind of like discreet about it. If I'm like super discreet, I'll take the GoPro and put the chest mount on, and nobody really knows if the thing is on. So, I mean, you could see the light might be flashing or something. I think there's a way to turn it off. But anyway, so I'm not really on the air rag chewing anymore, so that's not really that important. But I've just been trying to prioritize things. It's like, I'm, you know, trying to decide what radios I really need to use, and am I going to make videos about them on YouTube? What am I going to do? They all have a purpose, and that's kind of like the difference between me and somebody else is, like, I have radios just because I make content, and I need certain radios to make certain content. And other than that, I wouldn't have a purpose of owning them, you know? So, anyway, that's kind of an update of what we got going on here. Like I said, my stomach feels like crap, and I'm hopefully not pissing out all ends anymore. Yeah, and I'm starting to get now really bad heartburn. I haven't really been able to eat much. But Merry Christmas. Yep. So we'll catch you guys later.